So I'm going to ask you a few questions today. And these questions are going to dictate whether or not this video is going to be important to you. Now, the first question is, do you want to stay in business? That's the first question. If you answered yes, then keep this video on. If you answered no, go ahead and turn it off. Question number 2 is, do you care about your customers? If you answered yes, then keep watching this video. If you answered no, then go ahead and turn this video off. Now, what I'm going to do is introduce you today and help you realize that our culture is changing. It has all changed except for human nature, and how social media has become a way to really connect with our customers and find out what they think, how they think things went, what they would improve upon our product, and what they want. I'm going to start out with giving you some information on how businesses have worked throughout the years and how the culture has changed. Now, the first time period we're going to focus on is the time period of small town communities. This is the period in time where shop owners were the primary source of getting your goods and things that you needed. You had a nice experience, your families knew each other, your friends knew each other. There was a sense of camaraderie, kindness, caring. Ask any person who was around in that time, and they're going to tell you that people cared. You had a conversation with the person when you went in there. Your kids knew their kids. They played baseball together. The community was a whole. It was like a small town, essentially. Now, people weren't necessarily nice with each other because they wanted to be, but they really had to. If they owned a shop and someone came in and there was an unpleasant experience, what would happen in that instance is the person who was talked to disrespectfully would go to their friends. They would tell all their immediate friends and their family. And each one of those people would tell their immediate friends and their immediate family. And it would perpetuate until the entire community knew that this person wasn't very nice. No one would go in his shop. And because no one would go in his shop, he wouldn't get to sell any of his goods. And because he doesn't sell any goods, he would go out of business. So there was a strong need to be nice to people. And then, just as it happens, culture changed. Those small shop owners started going away. And the reason they went away is because big corporations started taking over. They prioritized profit over the experience that the customer had. People wanted the convenience. They wanted to go to Walmart at 12 in the morning and buy their food. Now, I don't think anyone goes to Walmart and says, you know what, I had the most wonderful shopping experience at Walmart. You more or less get a grunt at the cash register. They say next in line. There's no communication taking forth about your personal lives. Your family doesn't know their family. There's no sense of community, caring, and kindness involved. Just go ahead and call one of the businesses, and you're going to get some automated computer message. Oh, press 1 to speak to this department, wait on hold. It can feel extremely disrespectful and frustrating. Then we had another culture shift. The internet came out. Technology started taking place in our everyday lives. Due to the fact that the internet was prominent, businesses started emerging. Online businesses, internet businesses started emerging, where you could order products straight to your doorstep. You could do business with people over the internet. But what was the downside? There was almost no contact info. There was a complete lack of being social, and we were socially isolated. And human nature is one to be social. That need to be social with one another was extremely prominent. We were isolated. So what happened? Someone created Web 2.0. And Web 2.0 is also known as social media. And a huge, massive culture shift started to take place. It turned the entire world into one big, small town. Memes and popular trends started taking place. You could talk to a complete stranger about a cat video and someone would see it. You can have 2,000, 20,000, 50,000 friends and followers online that you interact with. And all of those qualities from those small town communities a long time ago. Not that long ago, but quite a while ago. Where people had that sense of camaraderie, community, caring, and kindness. Those all came back full circle. But the effects of those things are magnified because now not only can you reach just your immediate friends circle, you can reach millions of people. Things can go viral. So there's an extreme power within this. Now, if there's someone on the street and they're saying negative things to someone else about an experience they had at your business, what are you going to do? Are you going to just sit there to ignore the fact that they're saying negative things and talking about a negative experience that they had encountered? Or are you going to jump in, ask them what went wrong and what you could do to fix it, to better their experience for a possible future time that you do business together? I think I know exactly what any person in their right mind would do. So if someone's on social media and you're not, and they're saying that they had a negative experience, word can get around like that overnight, and get around to hundreds, thousands, millions of people, and you could go out of business just like that. The opposite is also true. If there's someone saying positive things about you in public, are you going to just sit there? Or are you going to say, thank you, I really appreciated doing business with you. If there's any other way I can help you, let me know. Or are you just going to let them talk about it? If you're not on social media and people are saying positive things about your business, what does that lead them to believe? That you don't care? The smart thing to do is use this power to your advantage. People growing up in this day and age, which are going to be the new customer base soon, they are using this as their primary form of communication. And as a business, you can either adapt or die. Now let's take a look at some studies that have been done by the PEW Research Center of Internet and Technology. This study took place from March 1st, 2005 to January 10th, 2018. This study is on the percentage of U.S. adults who use at least one social media site. So in March 21st, 2005, about 5% of U.S. adults used a social media site. On January 10th of 2018, 69% of U.S. adults used a social media site. Now, let's go ahead and break that down by age. We all know there's a certain age group for the type of people that we want to target for our business. I'm going to break down the age groups from 18 to 29, 30 to 49, 50 to 64, and then 65 plus. So for the 65 plus age group, it started off at 4% in 2005. It went all the way up to 37% in 2018. Now let's start going down in age, down towards more of the consumer age group, which tends to be 18 to 65, 18 to 50, right around there. So from 50 to 64-year-olds, 4% of them used it in 2005, and now a whopping 64% of people from the ages of 50 to 64 use social media in 2018. Now let's go to 30 to 49-year-olds, 6% of people in 2005, all the way up to 78% in 2018. So the people who have the most money, who are the age group of your highly likely potential customers, 78% of those people are communicating through social media. Now eventually we all know people get older, and as people get older, they fall into the consumerism age group and they go out of it. So right now, the 18 to 29-year-olds, 88% of 18 to 29-year-olds use social media to communicate with each other. If you're not on social media, and 88% of those people are using social media to communicate, what are you doing? What are you doing to target the new customers? What can you do to target the new customers? If over 3/4 of your new potential customer base is using social media to communicate, and your competitor is on there and you're not, and they've formed the relationship with them before you have, you've lost out. You've now lost out on an opportunity to help someone else with your business. You've lost potential profits, and some might even go as far to say as it's selfish not to let people know about your product or service if it helps people. We as humans want to have relationships with one another, and if you can form that relationship with that person, people always prefer to do business with people they trust and whom they have a relationship with. So that is why it is clear that change is here. It has been here for many years, and that it is now vital that businesses learn how to properly and authentically use social media to communicate and develop one-on-one relationships with their customers so they have an impact on their market no matter how big it is.